Hi everyone, in this video today we're going to take a look at how we can create an enemy in Godot 4.4 replicating the movement of the Tiktik in Hollow Knight. This video is quite simple because I'm showing you how to use a node that is called Path2D that not much people know about, and I want to show you how to use it. At the moment I'm very busy updating my procedurally generated roguelike course. I have made 25 videos out of 40, so that's why I don't put that much video on this channel at the moment. It's very time consuming to remake that course, but I'm remaking it completely from the ground up, and I'm gonna keep also as well the previous course that is in it because it's a good course that shows you different things. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and let's go. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little bit of space so for our enemy or Tiktik can walk around. So what I'm gonna do here is like I'm gonna take this part and I'm gonna just cut a little chunk of it. So for that I'm going on my ground tile map right here. I am on tile map right there, and here I am on terrain, and I have my ground selected right here. So now I can just make a right click, which is gonna erase all of this, and I think I can clear the path a bit like this, probably something like that. And so now globally what I can do is I'm gonna create my scene for my enemy. So for that I'm gonna click on the plus right here, and I'm gonna click on the plus right there, and we have, like, for this enemy we have the possibility to use either a character body 2D or a simple node. I'm going to use a character body 2D for the logic of Godot, but normally for that specific enemy we could like use a node 2D that will be fine. So here I'm going to name it Tiktik, and so I'm going to attach a sprite 2D to it, and I'm going to attach it as well a collision shape. The collision shape I think going to be a circle right here. And what I want to do now is I want to also create an animation player. Animation player like this. That animation player I'm going to rename it anim, and that animation player I'm going to have only one animation. It's going to be move. That's it. So with that done, we are good. And so now what I can do is I can just come to my sprite 2D. I can drag a texture for my enemy. So my texture is in my enemy folder right here. I am using the asset that I have created. It is available on itch.io to download, so you can go there if you want to. I will put the link in the description. And so normally it's enemy RPG, I think. Yeah, it's this one. So I'm gonna just click on my sprite 2D, go here to my enemy sprite and enemy RPG, and I'm gonna drag my texture right there. My texture has like 5 sprites on the horizontal axis, so I'm gonna go to animation, H-frame 5, and it has 5 a frame on the vertical axis, so I'm gonna do the same here. Voila. So now I'm just gonna create my animation. That's it. So I'm just gonna come here, and nearest FPS I'm gonna change it from 30 to .1, so that's gonna put it at 10 like this. And I'm gonna make sure also that I can apply snapping right here. And so now I can go to my sprite 2D, and here on frame I can start to just create the animation. So I'm not gonna create a reset track, I don't need that. And so because I have applied the snapping, now it moves automatically to 0.1, which is good. I'm gonna key that, and so now I need to click on dot 2, and here I need to go to 2, something like this. So I think this is all right. I'm just gonna make a little test. I'm gonna see if pushing those is good. So I'm just gonna come here, put a dot 6, put it on loop. Yeah, it looks all right. I quite like it. So now we have the basic for our character. So I can just put that on autoplay on load, which I'm gonna make it so that this is the first animation that always play when the game is launched. So I can save that. So I can go to my enemy. Here I can go and I can create a new folder that I'm gonna call scene. And here I can save my Tiktik right here. So that's cool. So now what we need to do is we need to configure the path that the Tiktik gonna take. And so here the best thing to do is not to program anything too complicated. We're gonna use a node in Godot that is very useful. It's called Path2D. So I'm gonna click on my level right here. I'm gonna click on the plus, and first I'm gonna create a node 2D, and then that node 2D I'm gonna call it Tiktik underscore path, and I think I'm gonna put everything in minuscule like this, so it's gonna be good. So now that I have my Tiktik path right here, what I can do is I can click on the plus. And so here what I'm going to look for is a node that is called Path2D. And you can see we have two Path2D. We have Path2D and PathFollow2D. We're going to use both basically because this one needs to be used as a child of this one. So first we're going to click on Path2D. And I'm going to leave it like this. And so then with the Path2D selected right here, I'm going to click on the plus and I'm going to look for PathFollow2D. Now that I have this, globally, I'm going to be able to set up a path that the enemy is going to follow. So here the logic is this one. The path follow is giving to the enemy that we have created the path to follow, but that path follow need to have points that are made in the Path2D. So here what we can do is we click on the Path2D and we have now some option at the bottom, at the top, sorry. And here we can create some point that can like go around specific form, and then after that the path follow gonna be in charge of moving that enemy around that path. So here, what I'm going to do is with my Path2D selected, I'm going to go here to the little plus, and this is something to use for adding points. So I'm going to do a left click on this. And so now globally you could think 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's good. But globally there's something that is very important to understand when you use Path2D in Godot, which is that each angle here are an angle of rotation. And if we have just like 1, 2, 3, 4 points that are selected here, the last one will not automatically rotate accordingly. So here what we need to do is we need to start at the middle right here, and we make a left click with, like, remember that I am on Path2D and I am here on the plus add point button. And so now I have made the left click here, and so now I can do a left click here, and you can see it create that path. And so now I can do the same right here, and then I can do the same right here, same right here, and then I can close the path right there, and I can just close the path like this by clicking that button as well. And you can see that now we have those little arrows that point specific direction. So here what we can do, I can just remove that. I need to come here and I need to make sure that my points are selected nicely. So I can do something like this. I can do something like this. You can use also the snapping when you're clicking on a point by clicking on the shift button. And so here you can see, this is for example, very important. Like here you can see that if you go, for example, right here, you can create other point on the line. It's not automatically something that I want to do, but that's something that you can potentially do for your game. So here, I think we're all right. So now what I want to do is I want to get my path follow right here, and I want to globally instance my Tiktik to it. So for that, with my path follow selected, I'm going to click here. And I'm going to go and look for my Tiktik. My Tiktik is right there. I'm going to make sure that it displays a little bit behind. So I'm going to go to my Tiktik right here, and I'm going to put the ordering at -1, I think. That should be fine. So now it displays behind. And so now the magic is that if I use PathFollow2D and I just move that progress ratio bar right here, you can see that now it moves my Tiktik. So that's perfect. So now what we need to do is globally we just need to, on the PathFollow2D, we need to create a little script that we're going to use. So here I'm going to click on the plus, and I'm going to put this one into another script. I think I'm going to put it in enemy, I think. And in enemy, I'm going to create a new folder that I'm going to call script. And here I'm going to call it PathFollow. That's it. I'm going to save it like this. It's going to be fine. Create. And so now the only two things that I need is that function right here. This one I don't need it. So here what we need to do is just we need to create an export variable that we're going to call speed, and per default it's going to be of type float, and I'm going to set it at 0.1, something like this. And so now what I want to do is I want to get the progress ratio that we have in our PathFollow2D right here. I want to set it. So here I just need to select this one right here. And so here I just need to get my progress ratio that you have just right here. And I need to set it to plus equal to speed time delta, something like this. And so now the object that will be instanced to my PathFollow will follow globally the path that we have right here. So let's have a look and let's see if it works. So I come here, and you can see that now it works perfectly. And it just go down, it ensure that the rotations are all right. and it does something very cool. So I'm just gonna remove the visible collision shape right here. We don't need that. I'm also gonna remove the visible path, and so I'm just gonna make sure in game that not make it floating. I'm just gonna come here, and so now, yeah, that works fine. That's perfect. Maybe I can do something else. I'm just gonna do that, and I'm gonna change slightly the camera 2D. I think the camera 2D, I'm gonna make it zoom a little bit more, something like this. So let's have a look now. Yeah, that looks a bit better. So I can see a bit more what's going on. Yeah, that works fine. So you can see that now we have the basic for enemy. So now what we need to do is we need to be able to slash our enemy. So for that, what we need to do is we need to come back to our Tiktik. And here we're going to create another node. It is an area 2D. That area 2D, I'm going to call it hitbox. And that area 2D going to have a collision shape. And that collision shape going to be a rectangle. I'm going to make it in a different color so it makes things a bit better. And I'm going to also make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to take that one here, that one like this right here. This is maybe too big. So I'm just going to do something like this, and something like that, and something like that. Voila. So now we are good. So now what I need to do is I need to create a script on my Tiktik. So for that, I'm going to create a script right here. I'm going to make sure that it is saved into my script folder. And so here I'm going to leave it Tiktik, I'm going to call it. So let's call create. And so now what I need to do is I need to create an export variable. Export var, I'm going to call it elf. It's going to be of type int, and I'm going to set it to be equal to 2. And globally, what we want to do now is we want to connect the signal of the hitbox. So here I'm going to connect the same signal, and I'm going to say that this is my sword right here. So my sword is right there. I want my sword to globally give damage to my Tiktik. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that in my script, I go to my hitbox, I go to node signal, and then here I'm going to go to area entered. This is going to make sure that we can detect collision between area, because my sword is an area that works. So here I'm going to do that, area entered, connect, and I'm going to connect it to my Tiktik because it has the script. Click on connect. So now for detecting which area is which, on my player, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my sword here into a group. So for that, you click on sword. Instead of being on inspector here, you go to node. And instead of being on signal here, you go to group. Then here, you can click on the plus and you can add a group. That group is going to be sword. And I'm going to click on OK. Now you can see that's created that little icon right here, that sort of little rectangle. And so now what we can do is we can use that into the Tiktik. So here, thing that we need to do is we need to come here and we need to say if area dot is in group, and here between two parentheses, you need to type exactly the same word that you have for your group of the sword. So here is sword right here. You can see, so you need to have exactly the same spelling. Here what we can do is we can say elf minus equal 1. Just that. And here we can create a new function that's going to be a process. And here we can say if elf is smaller or equal to 0, then we can just Q3. That's it. So let's save that. And so now the only thing that is left to do is making sure that the hitbox can collide with my sword. So my sword is on which layer? So I go to my player, I go to my sword, and here I need to go to collision. It is on 1 and 1, okay. And so here my Tiktik, it is collision on 1 and 1. What is good practice is to have different elements that are on different collision layers. So like this, you can detach things. So here my sword, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on layer 2, and it can collide with layer 3. And here the Tiktik, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into layer 3. So it's like on its own layer. And on mask, I'm going to put it on mask 2 so we can collide with the sword. One thing that you can do for making things a bit better is like you can go to project setting. You can go to physics normally. Where is it? I think it is 2D physics, and here you can like set up some stuff. So here you can put player, here you can put sword, here you can put enemy, and normally this should work. So I'm gonna save it like this. And so now if I come here, enemy, sword, player. So what we're gonna do, we're also gonna create like another layer, which is gonna be for the ground. Voila, so like this we are good. And so now with that done, globally we should be good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn back on the visible collision shape, and let's see. So I'm just going to come here, launch the game. So I have my sprite that is like here. Okay, that's cool. And so now when I'm going to click with my mouse, normally I should damage it. Voila. And so now we can kill our enemy. So that's how you make an enemy very simple, like the Tiktik, in Godot. And the good thing of that method is, like, for example, you can come back to the level and you can adjust like the path here that you have. You can create another one here and you can adjust it to the specific size. In Hollow Knight, the Tiktik is an enemy that doesn't move anywhere else. It gives like the illusion of moving, but it just like follow a specific path. And so that's how you can replicate that in Godot. I hope this video has been helpful for you. So if it's the case, don't hesitate to give a thumbs up and subscribe. Me, I will see you in the next one. And that's it. So see you. Bye. So that's it for me. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it's the case, don't hesitate to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Me, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.